My name is Quinn, and I want to tell you the story of my life, how it started off happy and then changed in ways I never expected. I was married to Kevin, a laid-back man who took over his dad's small Italian restaurant. We moved into a cozy house my grandmother left me. That's where we started our family and had our son, Frank. In the early years, Kevin and I would sit on the back porch after Frank went to sleep. We dreamed about our future, saving for a bigger house or maybe having another child. Kevin always pictured it with a beer in his hand. I thought about giving Frank a good education and making sure he didn't have to take on student loans like I did. Life was simple and happy, but things slowly changed. I started moving up in my career, but Kevin stayed the same. His restaurant didn't grow and wasn't making enough money. One night, while we were cleaning up after dinner, I asked Kevin, "Have you thought about adding new things to the menu or updating the place to bring in more customers?" Kevin, washing a plate a little too hard, said, "Why change it? We're doing fine." "But we could do so much better," I said, drying my hands. He slammed the plate down. "Why are you always pushing? Why can't you just be happy with what we have? I'm tired of you always wanting more," he snapped. I let it go, but it wasn't just about the restaurant anymore. As I became an orthodontist, our arguments got worse. Kevin spent more time at the restaurant or at his mom Anna's house, not really working, just avoiding home. One day, after another night at Anna's, I said, "You went to your mom's again, Kevin. Who do you think is taking care of everything here?" He rolled his eyes and threw his keys on the table. "Mom gets me, she doesn't nag me about money or working harder." That really hurt. I was already covering his bills and even sending Anna $900 each month to help her. It was getting hard to keep up with everything. Later that week, I called Anna and said, "Anna, I'm doing all I can, but Kevin needs to help more. We're struggling." But instead of understanding, she got angry. "You're his wife. It's your job to support him, not change him. You're the problem," she said. I was shocked and angry. "I support him more than you know. I even send you money every month, and now you call me the problem, a gold digger? I'm the one barely holding us together." She hung up, and I sat in silence, feeling sad and frustrated. That night, Kevin sat on the couch with his beer and phone. I tucked Frank into bed, thinking about how bad things had gotten. At home, things kept getting harder. Kevin's restaurant kept losing money. He had to let all his workers go until he was there alone. Even then, the business couldn't survive, and he had to shut it down. When he came home that day, he looked crushed but still tried to act strong. "This isn't the end, just a small setback," he said as he took off his apron. I sat at the kitchen table, bills spread out in front of me. "Setback, Kevin, the restaurant is closed. We need money now," I told him. His pride was hurt. "I'll get something, but I'm not taking just any job. I have standards. I was a business owner," he said. "And what does that mean now? We need real money, not standards," I said, feeling my anger rise. He shook his head. "I have a degree, Quinn. I'm going for a manager job, nothing less." I couldn't believe it. "Your business failed, and you think you'll just walk into a top job?" I snapped. He didn't answer. He stormed out, probably to his mom's again. That's what he did now when things got hard. The weekend was no better. Anna came over while I was making lunch. "Quinn, get Kevin a job at your office. He deserves a good position," she said, like it was easy. I laughed, frustrated. "That's not how it works. I started at the bottom and worked my way up. They don't hand out top jobs." Anna narrowed her eyes. "You just don't want him to do better than you." I stayed calm. "It's not about fear, Anna. Kevin can't just walk into a senior role with no experience." Lunch went on in silence. Kevin didn't say a word, probably upset about what Anna said. Kevin stopped trying. He sat around with his phone and beer while I handled my job, the house, and Frank. Every night I came home to a messy house and no dinner. "Kevin, can you please start dinner? I'm exhausted," I'd say. He wouldn't even look up. "You do it better. I'm tired too." It made me so angry. Frank would pull on my sleeve, "Hungry?" and I'd ask, "Did you pick him up from school?" Kevin would mumble something. Thank goodness my mom helped out. Kevin had stopped doing even the basics. "Kevin, he's your son too. He needs you," I'd say, trying to stay calm. Then, like always, he'd leave, slamming the door. Things got worse. I started noticing money missing from my wallet, first a few dollars, then whole bills. One night, I confronted him. Kevin, have you been taking my money? He looked away, then admitted. I needed beer. Beer? You're stealing from me now? I yelled. I'm your husband, how dare you call me a thief? He shouted back. Before we could argue more, Anna came in. She must have heard us. All you care about is money, can't you see he's struggling? You should support him, she yelled at me. Support him while he steals from me? What about Frank? What about our bills? I shouted back. Kevin just sat there, staring at nothing. Anna stormed out, and everything went quiet. Later, Frank got sick. One night, his fever went way up, and nothing helped. I sat by his bed, worried. Kevin stayed on the couch, scrolling on his phone. Kevin, can you check if we have more fever medicine? I asked. He got up slowly, but I ended up doing it myself. Frank whimpered, holding my hand. I kissed his forehead and rushed to the kitchen. The next morning, the doctor said Frank needed medicine and some tests. That meant more money. We didn't have enough left, so I used all our savings, including the $900 I usually sent to Anna, for Frank's treatment. I had no choice. Soon after, Anna stormed in. Where's my money, Quinn? It's the first of the month. I was packing Frank's backpack. Anna, I said, bracing myself, Frank is very sick. I had to use the money for his tests and treatment. Anna looked at me coldly, her lips tight with anger. Do you really expect me to believe you don't have more money? That money was mine. Quinn, I need it, she said sharply. I took a step back and held up my hands, trying to stay calm. My heart beat fast. I had to protect Frank. Frank is sick, Anna. He's just a child. He needs me right now. I'm not sorry for choosing him first. Anna's voice turned bitter. I should have known you'd keep the money from me, for that boy. That boy? I snapped. He's your grandson. How can you be so cold? I don't need your lectures. Just pay me by tomorrow, or you'll regret it, she hissed. Her threat hung in the air, but I looked over at Frank, lying sick in bed, and I stood my ground. Get out of my house, Anna. I won't let you threaten me. Not today, not ever. She looked like she wanted to argue, but my firm voice stopped her. She left, slamming the door. Kevin followed quietly behind. I went to Frank's room, my hands shaking. I gently stroked his hair. He looked at me with tired eyes full of trust. It's okay, baby, mommy's here, I whispered, kissing his forehead. Inside, I felt stronger. The next few days were a blur: hospital visits, medicine, and sleepless nights. Kevin stayed away, and honestly, it was a relief. But one afternoon, I checked our bank account. My heart dropped. Big amounts of money were missing. I looked closer. Kevin had taken it. I blocked the card right away to stop him from taking more. A week later, Kevin showed up at the house, with Anna. They found me sitting in the living room, surrounded by Frank's toys and medical bills. Kevin had a weird smile on his face. Quinn, I have news, he said. I won the lottery, $127 million. And no, you're not getting any of it. I'm filing for divorce. The room spun. What about Frank? I asked. Anna laughed. It was cold and cruel. Oh, Quinn, always playing the victim. My son doesn't need you. He's rich now. He'll find someone younger, better. Kevin nodded, picking up a bag. I'm moving in with Mom. You'll manage, right? Anna hugged him proudly. Let's leave the gold digger behind. We have better things to do, she said. They left, slamming the door. I stood there, heartbroken, betrayed, but then something inside me hardened. I wouldn't let them win. I called my lawyer. Kevin used our shared money to buy that ticket. I want to fight for what's fair. It'll be tough, but we'll do everything we can, he promised. As the court date got closer, we gathered proof, bank records, bills, and every way I had supported the household while Kevin did nothing. Quinn, the fact he used your money for the ticket is our best evidence, my lawyer said. Then, just a few days before court, Kevin and Anna showed up again. You're really suing your own husband? Kevin shouted. You're greedy, Anna added. I stayed calm. He used money from our joint account. I was the only one working. You're just trying to control him, Kevin spat. No, I'm asking for what's fair. You left me. You said I was nothing. I didn't want to argue in front of Frank. You need to leave. We'll settle this in court. They stormed out. In court, Kevin sat across from me. Anna glared, My lawyer showed the judge all the records. When the judge learned Kevin bought the ticket with our joint money, he said, "Mr. Thompson, this ticket was bought with shared funds. That makes it a marital asset." Kevin tried to argue. "It was my luck. But not your money," the judge said. The decision came: I got 75% of the winnings. Kevin got 25%. Kevin and Anna were shocked. Months later, after the divorce, I started building a new life. I called an old college friend, Ethan, who worked in finance. He helped me make smart choices, investing in tech, green energy, and saving for Frank's future. Meanwhile, Kevin and Anna spent wildly. Kevin bought a flashy car. Anna wore expensive jewelry. But soon, they lost it all. One day, a friend told me Kevin was broke, his car gone, buried in gambling debt. He even hurt his neck. Anna had started selling her jewelry. They were desperate. Then, Kevin came to my door. He looked nothing like before, tired, messy, broken. "Can we talk?" he asked softly. I let him in. Frank was out, and I didn't want a scene. "I lost everything, Quinn, and I miss my family," he said. I raised an eyebrow. "You miss the money?" "No, I mean it. I want to start over," he said, eyes pleading. I looked at him, remembering the pain he caused. "Start over? After you betrayed me? You left us when you thought we were beneath you, and now you come back because you're broke?" He looked down. "I know I made mistakes. I forgave you, for me, not for you to come back when you hit rock bottom," I said firmly. "Frank and I are doing well, and will stay that way." Kevin left without another word. Later, I picked up Frank. His laughter filled the car. I smiled. That was real wealth, not lottery money, not cars. Just love, trust, and peace. Our path wasn't easy, but it was ours, and it was full of true joy.